Today we're talking about how your posture can affect how you stay in tune, okay? So to begin with, let's make this an interactive thing. Let's all stretch out a tiny bit. So if you're sitting in a chair, just reach all the way up. Up, 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 up. Stretch those arms. Stretch your arm all the way to the ceiling. And the other side. And just feel into the side of the body. Good. Very good. And now some shoulders up, 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 and release. And up, 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 and release. So the tension that can build up in our bodies can affect specifically how we breathe, because our breathing is so important for singing. And the position of the neck, all of the little bones in the neck here, have an effect on your sound. The biggest problem we have with the neck area is sometimes we have a lack of flexibility. And the lack of flexibility means then that the movement isn't there and available to you to change when you need to hit a very high note. So we're always trying to gain more flexibility through the neck area. Then the last part is the mouth, where we need to kind of keep the right type of chin position, jaw position, and the roof of the mouth needs to have the right shape, ideally. Now, it's not like there's a very, very strong right or wrong. And I've seen people get away with very bad posture, but they're usually compensating in another way. So I'm going to be covering a little bit of the postural stuff in a way that is, just simple things that you should be able to pick up quite quickly. Okay, so the first thing, we're going to stand up. I actually forgot that I had even in my notes that I would get everybody to stand up. Okay, I'm going to stand up, guys. You guys going to stand up with me? Okay, let's see. Okay, you can hear me, you can see me. Good. We're going to breathe in and reach up to the ceiling like this. Good. Bend the knees on the way up and on the way down. So it's like a swoop with the arms, breathing in. And breathing out. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. Hope some of you are joining in with me. I'm not doing this all by myself. Now you're going to widen your stance and go from side to side with the hips. And do it slowly and feel it. I had a little crack there. Good. And then little circles like a hula hoop all the way around. I don't know if many of you have exercise routines that you're doing at the moment at home, but all of this movement is so good. Like animals, like cats and dogs, are always stretching. And it's really, really good for us to do the same thing, but we don't prioritize it sometimes. The next one is to pull your tummy in really tight at this. Now, ideally don't breathe in as you do this. Try and do it. A little sigh. Little sigh. Okay. Now pull in, let out. Pull in, let it out. Without kind of sucking air in as you pull in. So breathing out with a sigh. And now pull in. It's like you're doing a tummy crunch in the gym. And release. Very good. Okay. And the next one will be to release out the wrist area. So the wrists like this. Good. And the shoulders. Shrug the shoulders up and release down gently. And again up and release gently. Now we're going to do the jawline. So we're going to do some massage here. You can sit back down if you like. Good. Move this out back. Little massage here for the jaw. And definitely keep, relaxing the tummy. A little sigh is so good for you. Little relax for the jaw. Good, good, good. And you can actually massage down the neck a little as well. Squeeze the back of the neck. Squeeze up high here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze into the base of the skull. Good. Very good. And now some yawning to stretch the jaw here. Sorry for this huge mouth area. Oh my goodness. half asleep here. And again, yawning. And one more time. Very, very good. Okay. Now, the jaw area, when we sing, we don't want the jaw to open so that the mouth at the front opens a lot, like this. It doesn't need to open like that. What we want is for the jaw to open at the back, so there's more space back here. It's like this part here moves down, okay? So we're just going to pay attention to that in a few minutes. Our tongue is also very important. Our tongue sits here in the base of the jaw. So if you put your hand here under your jaw and swallow, good, you'll feel the tongue moving. It's huge. The tongue fits into this whole area underneath, down into here, and connects into the muscles and the bones of the neck. Now, the thing about the tongue, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit of detail because it's so, so important. If the tongue is positioned a little far back, it's blocking the airflow from the vocal cords out, okay? So it just sounds a little more muffled, okay? So our sound can be dampened down. Now, within your own head, it won't sound that bad. But for other people, if the tongue is more positioned forward, what happens is you get that dome effect, like in a cathedral, where sound is moving up and vibrating through the upper part of the mouth and then coming out and sounding more beautiful, more resonant and warm, sounding more warm. So the jaw opening here, down, and the tongue staying more mid or forward. So just to feel that, I want to just demonstrate this a little bit so that you can feel the tongue area. If you say the word sung, S-U-N-G, sung, sung, and see where your tongue ends up at the back of the throat, sung, right? It's blocking the back of the throat, right? The NG. The sa, the U sound brings the tongue back. So these are the danger points, because certain vowels, when we say them, we actually, our tongue will go into the position that suits, that's just the way we naturally do it. It's like our normal speaking voice, our tongue will move back on a lot of vowels. But if we sing using the same tongue position, the sound of our voice won't sound as good. So it's important to know when we need to modify the vowel, modify even the consonants sometimes as well, to suit singing, okay? So it's not as simple as just doing what you normally do. We need to change the position and the shape of the mouth and where the tongue sits in order to make that sound a little bit more warm and resonant, like I was saying, okay? So the tongue, to release the tongue, we're going to do some tongue release exercises now, and I'm really sorry because you'll have to look at my tongue in a second. Luckily I can't see any of you, so please join in. The first one, we're just going to stick our tongue all the way out. Good. Okay, I wasn't being rude. Try it again. And one more time. And now we're going to stick our tongues out while keeping the tip of your tongue behind your bottom teeth. So it's like it curves under like that. And you'll feel more of a stretch in the base of the tongue. And it's really interesting to feel where that is. The next one is a tongue release exercise. So you're going to pretend that, first of all, that your tongue is almost like a panting dog, okay? Okay, so it's in your mouth, but it's very relaxed. Okay, it's like it's falling out almost, okay? Now, keeping that feeling of release in the base of the tongue, you're going to use the tip of your tongue to lick the teeth. So it's around your teeth, inside your gum, like that, okay? So keep the base of the tongue relaxed, like you're panting like a dog. And then use the tip of your tongue to go around 6 times one way. Off you go. Good. I can even feel the base of my tongue tightened as I did that. So Tongue relax, please. Now the other way, so panting like a dog kind of feeling first, and then the other way, 6 times. Good. Now I feel like yawning again. And another thing that we can do to release the tongue is to do the vowel sounds with the tongue out. So we're going to say, like we're going to imagine there's a Y in front of each vowel. So we're going to say ye, yeah, ya, yo, you. Okay? And we're going to have our tongues out the whole time. So ye, l. Well, it doesn't sound like ye because obviously my tongue is hanging out. Ye, l, yeah, l, ya, la, yo, lo. Tongue pulled back. Yo again. Lo. Good. I did a little bit better that time. You. L. So you'll feel your tongue pull on some of those vowels. Notice which ones are the ones that your tongue wants to pull back. Ye. L. Yeah. L. Ya. La. Yo. Lo. You. L. I think yo is the one that actually I feel like my tongue is pulling back the most. One last time. Little sigh. Okay. Ye. L. Yeah. La. Ya. La. Yo. Lo. You. L. Very good. Well done. Very, very, very good. Okay, so tongue position. So we relaxed out the body, we did our few little stretches and everything, and hopefully that's going to help your overall posture. Now that we're sitting, make sure that you have a cushion behind your back, that you're seated in a position that feels aligned without tensing up too much. I don't want you sitting up like this forward. So have your back into the cushion and your head should be over your shoulders. So like this. Rather than forward, ideally over your shoulders. Now I do recommend some head and neck kind of exercises for this. And there is a fantastic resource online that you can get that's free. So if you have neck tension and you'd like that, put it in the comments here. Let me know and I will put it into the comments or maybe at the top for you. Very good. So we have our head above our shoulders. Now chin position. If the chin is tucking forward, we'd like it to be closer to your throat. So move it back towards your throat. Yeah, like that. So I call this swan neck. So you know the way the swan, the neck is kind of long and then slightly, it's like it's really, and it kind of sits kind of like it's balancing, almost like a ballerina. Yeah, so try and find that position. Very good. Good. Bring that in. Really good. Okay, we're going to start with being as relaxed as possible by sighing. Good. Now let's try some warm-ups with this kind of postural position. So keeping the chin towards the throat. Very good. And then the NG sound we talked about on Tuesday. So it's sing, sing. Or hum if that isn't making any sense to you, hum. Sing. Keep the chin towards the neck. And higher. Now notice how your posture wants to change on the higher note. I did a little bit of a tense. And what happens is sometimes we look up for high notes, which is a really bad idea because we really want to keep everything aligned and the chin in the same position as it was for the lower notes. Keeping the chin, so even we're doing, try not to allow your chin to jut up and try not to even look up, because when I see people looking up for when they're singing high notes, I know there's going to be some tension in their jaw or somewhere. Relax that tongue with a sigh. It's okay, it's okay, you're doing really, really well. Let's try the low siren first. Now your tongue should ideally be slightly forward. You should be feeling your tongue at the sides of your teeth on either side at the top. See if you can feel it in there. Sing, sing, sing. Try not to smile too much. One of the big problems that even I do sometimes is I do the NG and I smile like this. And tensing up the jaw. Try not to do that. Let's relax the jaw. Good. Let it out. Oh. So I call this position surprised fish face. It's like, so that's the fish lips. Yeah. Surprise actually creates an arch in the roof of the mouth. So we spoke about the roof of the mouth for the tongue position, because we want your tongue to be slightly forward so that sound moves up and bounces off the roof of your mouth. And when we do that kind of surprise, the roof of the mouth rises even higher. So it increases the pitch of the dome, and it allows your sound to have more space to move into and can create an even better sound. So we're going to do surprise fish face. So a little surprise. Nice thing actually I notice is that my chin comes back into that good position, closer to my throat as well when I do that. Stops me from bringing my chin forward. If I go, right? Also, I'm getting more anchored with my neck. My neck feels more solid. So try it again. I can see the muscles activating in my neck. All of that's very, very important postural stuff for the voice. So let's try the NG again. Lower one. Now, as I do a higher one, don't look up, look forward. Keep everything the same. Good. And now the same again. Don't look up. Keep your eyes gazing forward. Nothing's changing. Good. And let's try even a higher one. Try not to change anything. Very good. And to really reach the high notes, you can try this exercise. It's a meow sound. Meow. Like a scrawny cat. Meow. And that changes the position of the neck bones. Meow. You can actually see. Meow. It's a good thing I've got a really skinny neck. You can kind of see how it goes. Meow. Meow. There's a movement there. So try that. Meow. Meow. It's like a scrawny cat sound. Try low, medium, and high. Meow. 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 Now try not to look up when you go higher. Keep your eyes level. No change in your posture as you go from medium to high. Low. Meow. 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 Very good. And now the humming. Try not to bring your chin up as you hum and it moves up in pitch. Try and keep everything level. Keep everything right here. Oh, even when I went really high, I could feel the vibration in my forehead. And there was a little bit of a tension came in, but that was quite high. So I'm not too unhappy with how I did that. But notice, the key is to be a little bit aware of what you're doing physically while you're singing. So if you're singing, what song would I be? Okay, we'll try this one. It's Danny Boy. It's really hard. Oh, Danny Boy. Going up, right? So what you don't want to do, this is what a lot of people do. Oh, Danny Boy. You know, the eyebrows go up and the eyes go up and the chin goes up. Oh, Danny Boy. Right? So don't do that now. So keep everything level. Oh, Danny Boy. The pipes, the pipes. Try not to raise your eyebrows, Aideen. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. It's not a song that I've ever learned, so I actually don't know the rest of the words. But do you see how easy it is to be sabotaged by your tension and how that affects your posture? So the mind is going, high notes coming up. What's happening then is the eyes look up, the eyebrows go up, the chin goes up, everything tenses up. It's really, really important. Most of what I do with students around posture is getting them to align their body in a relaxed way. So there isn't tension coming in, but there is that alignment. Okay, because it's harder to sing when we slouch. So if you kind of roll down like that, you know, like the tummy's kind of, so if you look at me here, if I roll my tummy down like that, okay, the way I'd sit whenever I'm watching TV, if I try to sing, oh, Danny Boy, there, I went for boy and everything came out here. I don't have a lot of control on my breath because I'm slouched down. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes will call. And I have no air for the end of the line. It's like it's fading away. Does anyone have that problem where they sing a line and they get to the end and like there's no air left? So posture is going to help you with that breathing. You're going to just roll your hips forward. So from here, so instead of going, oh Danny boy, the vibes are calling, and everything moving in, you're going to use your hips, right? You're going to bring your belly button slightly forward so that you're sitting on the bones underneath you. I'm moving back into the chair so that I can kind of lean back into the cushion, but I still can feel those bones underneath, yeah? Swiveling back around, and that gives me that length. Oh Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Very, very good. So that is basic posture for singing. I think I've covered just about everything that I needed to cover. I'm going to give you the checklist. The checklist is very simple. It's a postural routine. And if any of you have looked up the warm-up, so if you've been getting my emails, I have a link to the warm-up on YouTube. And you're all welcome to watch that on YouTube. And if you do that, I do the postural exercises in that. So have a little look at that. When we're singing, right, we want to keep the chest active, right? So the actual air is being controlled. So we need to have that slightly more aligned posture for that, like we just did. And another thing that can really help is if you widen your rib cage a little. Now, to get that feeling of wideness, if you take a wide breath, like you're breathing in to the rib cage. So if you imagine that you're a fish, okay, and you have gills at the side of your body, and now breathe into the sides of the body. Do you feel that widening sensation? And now relax. Very good. And try that again. Breathe into the sides of the body and relax. Very good. So when we are singing, if we can have that feeling of alignment where we've got strength in the torso area and the rib cage, we don't want to have any tension in the lower half of the tummy because that prevents us from breathing. But we do want to feel like we've got structure there. So breathing into the width of the body again, like into the gills. Now hold that width while taking a sigh. Hold the wideness of the ribs while sighing. And it feels like it's a weird feeling. It's almost like I'm kind of, it's like, to me, it's a bit like, you know, I'm in the army now and I'm standing up really straight, but I can feel that width. It's anchoring, they call it, torso anchoring. So feel that width in the body because this is going to help you to control air and to improve your posture overall. Okay, and relaxing the tummy then with a sigh without collapsing the ribs, without collapsing the shoulders. So you're able to maintain this alignment while doing a very, very relaxed breath that doesn't take any effort whatsoever. Okay, so that's it for today. Any comments or questions? I don't see anything coming up. So if you did comment, I'm really sorry I didn't see anything come up. I look forward to hearing anything from you later. So if you're watching the replay and you have a question, just put it into the comments below and I will be checking those out.